pleasure to be here. First of all, my name is Pemon. It's Pemon Rami. I'm a historian as well as an international filmmaker. And I want to, first of all, thank Representative Ford for being here. You know, the term honorable is used quite a bit, but in your case, it applies. And we just hope that you will continue to do the fight that you're doing, because it is extremely important for us to make sure that there's a continuity, that there's a consistent movement that keeps us pushing forward. So, I grew up in Stateway Gardens, which is also in Bronzeville, for those of you that don't, or was in Bronzeville. And I was plucked out of Stateway Gardens while playing basketball. One of my colleagues earlier talked about wishing as a child that they had some information about Black history. Well, I was very fortunate. My mother went to DuSable High School. My grammar school was Crispus Attucks. My high school was Wendell Phillips, an abolitionist. When I was playing basketball, every time we would try to play, there was a guy that would drive up on us. He was Hammurabi Rob, and he was a historian and embedded in me the need to continue to tell our stories in the way that would uplift our people. He was the person that took me to the DuSable Museum when I was 12 to meet Margaret Burroughs. So by 1968, when I was attending Wendell Phillips, I had the opportunity to be one of the architects of the citywide boycotts that moved 35,000 young people to walk out to push for a number of items that were articulated in the manifesto that we wrote during that time. And I want to read a couple of the things from the manifesto. This was in October of 1968. We wanted complete courses in Black history, inclusion in all courses, the contributions of Black people, Black administrators in the schools, more technical training, more Black teachers, more Black businesses, because at that time, no Black businesses were afforded the opportunity to do anything in the schools, whether it was from making yearbooks, to selling class rings, to doing sweaters. So that was the fight that we were doing then. So the Amistad Commission was formed and established in legislation in 2005 in collaboration with the Amistad in New Jersey, in Portland, and in New York, designed to include African American curriculum in the schools in the state as well as in the city of Chicago. In March of 2013, the committee that Reuben alluded to came together with Dr. Barbara Byrd Bennett and informed her of the legislation, of which she was unaware. So she tasked us, and at that point I was the Director of Education at the DuSable Museum of African American History. She tasked us with the force of developing a curriculum and to work with CPS as well. So we did. We developed 250 lessons for CPS, as well as a series of 17 lessons that were done for the state. So this is the curriculum that was developed for the State Board of Education and is available for people to use. The challenge has always been, how do you get the teachers to use it? In 2014, we had a training program that we put together for teachers, network chiefs, and principals about how to utilize the curriculum and how to make sure that it was in all of the schools around the city of Chicago as well. So the material is there. What we need more than anything is this new bill to be passed, and for there to be a movement of people to continue the good fight. When you look at the young people and what they're doing today, they are a direct correlation and direct connection to the struggles that our people have had since the 1600s. But when you look at them, you can see the vibrance in their eyes, you can see the energy in their strides, and their desire to move forward. So we want to make sure that once they stop marching, that they get behind their elected officials and hold them to task. Hold them accountable and responsible to make sure that they do what they say they're going to do and make sure that we improve the quality of life. I'm going to follow in some of my colleagues' steps with a quote by Maya Angelou. Maya said, "Won't it be wonderful when Black history and Native American history and Jewish history are all of U.S. history is taught from one book and just called U.S. history. That is extremely important, but you can't half tell the tale. Some of it is painful, some of it is resilient, and we have to tell it all. So thank you all for having me here, and we will continue to lend our assistance to make sure that this bill is passed and that African and African American history is taught to all children throughout the world. Thank you very much.